Hey guys, I'm Everton Zaquini and one more video from the series How to Improvise Over, where I show you how to improvise over some songs. Today's song is the song Reelin In The Years from Steely Dan. Get your guitar and come practice with me. The song Reelin In The Years was released in 1973 and it's in the album Can't Buy a Thrill. Let's start looking at the chord progression. That's the most important thing. And I picked out this song especially because I want to show you a little bit how you improvise when you have a modal harmony. This song uses modes. We have just two chords on the beginning, on the solo in the middle, which is the same as the chorus. And then on the verse of the song, it changes the harmony. But we're going to focus on these two chords for you to get a little bit more modal flavor, especially if you're starting to and you're interested to learn about how to improvise with modes. The chord progression for this song is G major and A major. These are the chords for the solo. G and A. The guitar solo on this part, that's these two chords, and we have here a common chord progression for the Lydian mode. In this case, G Lydian. Okay, so we're gonna think about things that we can apply scales over these two chords. Now you know their harmony, modal harmony, G Lydian. Let's see the scales that we can use. Let's start here with the G Lydian scale. That's because of the mode. So we have this scale. I will show you one pattern. And then, but when I'm improvising and show you how to use this scale, you can see all the patterns of this scale as well. I'll put on the video. The first pattern here is starting with the root note on string 6, G note, then check all the other patterns for you to improvise as well. And another thing, if you compare the G Lydian scale, the notes, and when you look at the D major scale, you see that they have the same notes. G Lydian is the 4th degree of D major. And as we have the G here, and this is our main chord, the D major scale over this chord will sound the Lydian mode. So the first thing, when you think about modes, you have the scales, but the main thing that you give you the flavor of the mode will be the chord. So when you see G Lydian and you see D major, they have the same notes, but because of the chord, you have this different sound, this different flavor using the notes. And in this way, we can get the flavor of the modes. That's how we get the modes. So if you don't know the D Lydian scale, but you know the patterns of the major scale, just play D major, it's gonna work over this G major and you have the G Lydian sound. This is the first scale, so now I improvise a little bit using this scale for you to hear how it sounds over the Gs. Alright, now let's see the next scale, and if the G Lydian is a little bit hard, you can give a step back and get the pentatonic scale, so the G major pentatonic scale. This scale is gonna work over this chord progression. Here's the first pattern. Then you get the other patterns throughout the fretboard. This scale is a bit easier, we have just 5 notes. So let's hear how it sounds with this scale. Alright, now we're gonna get some scales that will make a little bit more interested in the sound, especially because the scales will emphasize some notes from the G Lydian scale. We're gonna start here, which is the A major pentatonic. Same scale as G major pentatonic, but it's starting on A. So this is the first pattern, starting here. Fret 5 on the E string. First pattern, same pattern. Now, this is what we're doing here. We are superimposing the pentatonic scale, which means that over this G, when you play the A major pentatonic scale, you're playing some intervals from the G. The second, which is A, then you have the third, then you have the augmented fourth, which is C sharp, and then you have E, which is the sixth. So here we have the second, the fourth, the augmented fourth, and the sixth over the chord, and also the major seventh. That's why it's gonna sound nice, the A major pentatonic over the G Lydian. So for every chord that you have, for example, any Lydian mode, if you get a whole step above a major pentatonic, it's gonna work. Not only for G, so for any Lydian, you can get just a whole step above the pentatonic scale. For example, on C, you get the D major pentatonic, and it's gonna work. Let's hear how it sounds now with this scale here. Let's visualize another pentatonic scale, but now the A major dominant pentatonic scale. This is a little bit different from the previous one, but you sound really nice. One of my favorites when we are playing, especially because this scale, this is the pattern, pattern 1. Now on this pentatonic, the intervals over the G chord, we are superimposing, doing the same thing, but it's gonna change because we're gonna have the second, then we have the augmented fourth, have the fifth, then we have the sixth again, but then we have G, which is the root, so the seventh of the A. I have A, 1, 3, 4, 5, 7. This is G. The seventh of A. But we're playing over a G chord, right? It's the G Lydian. So we're gonna play basically the root notes here. So we're gonna get the notes from the G here. We have the second, then we have the augmented fourth, the fifth, the sixth. We have then the root note, and then the second. So this scale here. This scale will sound really nice over a Lydian chord progression. Let's hear how it sounds. Now, another tip here for you to improvise over this song. We saw these scales. You can get one scale at a time. Just play G Lydian and spend some time on this one. Just the pentatonic, and then just the A pentatonic, and then the A dominant pentatonic. And this way, you start to get the feeling and the sound of the scales, start to get used. And when you're improvising, we do a blend of them. Probably we're gonna use most time the G Lydian, but then it's very common, you get a little bit sometimes different flavors, so you can use a pentatonic. That's what I'm gonna do at the end. I will improvise using all these scales together. Now, if you're liking this video, don't forget to hit the like. This is really important, and this way will help this channel to reach more people. I wanna hear your feedback, so leave a comment, and if you have suggestions of songs as well that you would like to learn how to improvise or learn the solo, I really like to create these lessons and also not only teach you the song or one solo, but explain a little bit the theory behind. Also, if you want to support this channel, subscribe and ring the bell for you to miss the lessons that I post every week. And there are many different types of lessons about harmony, technique, how to improvise, so different topics. And you have suggestions for lessons, just leave in the comments as well. I'll improvise now for you to hear with all these scales, but listen to the original solo for you to get some ideas, for you to get the feeling of the rhythm. This ta 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 ta, like it's a shuffle. Ta 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 ta. So you have this rhythm, ta 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 ta. And if you play triplets, it will sound pretty good. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 ta 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 ta. Or even the shuffle you can get, for example, starting with triplets. 1 2 3 4. Ta 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 ta. And one more tip, all the solos will finish going to the verse of the song. Look to finish on the D note then. So when you're playing over these two chords, it's nice that you look for the notes of the chords, G Lydian, right? So finish on G, when you move to A, you can emphasize the A note. But then when you finish the solo, go to a D. Right? So it's nice that you play the Lydian. Finishing on D, because usually the solo goes to the verse and then you finish on this note just to follow the harmony. Alright? These are the tips. Now let's see how it sounds, all these concepts together, these scales, and have fun practicing. Thanks for watching. See you next time.